Hey everyone, welcome to our Thursday night Facebook Live. I'm excited to be here and be back, seeing you guys, seeing me. I've been doing these webinars and I had so many of you guys messaging me being like, Alyssa, we can't see you. So I'm excited to be back here. So I am Alyssa and I am a nutritionist and the owner of Soul Food Nutritionista, and tonight we are diving into an exciting topic. In fact, I think that this information is probably going to shock you. So tonight we're going to be talking about the signs that you actually have low stomach acid. Now, I know some of you might be thinking that, Alyssa, I have too much stomach acid. I've got acid reflux. Again, this information is going to shock you and you are definitely going to want to watch straight through till the end. Okay, let's dive in. So, I want to just touch on, it's really common that we have people who are experiencing acid reflux symptoms, right, or heartburn. And so they go to their doctor, but here's something that doesn't happen. Has your doctor ever tested you for your stomach acid levels? Has he ever tested your stomach acid levels? Or did they just say, oh, that symptom, it's too much stomach acid. Here, take this proton pump inhibitor. Take these antacids. Let me know in the chat. Have they ever tested you? Has your doctor ever tested your stomach acid levels? I have never seen a doctor test stomach acid levels. In fact, and I'll just clarify this, I was talking to a gal in this group just yesterday, and I asked her that question, and she thought that her doctor had tested her stomach acid levels because they had done an endoscopy and a colonoscopy. These two tests do not test your stomach acid levels. Hey, Tracy. Hey, Marjo. Happy to see you guys here. If you're here, say hello. I can't always see who's joining, so if you're here, pop into the comments and give me a big hi. All right, so yeah. Has your doctor ever tested? No, I've never seen doctors actually test your stomach acid levels. So what's common though is that they go off of your symptom. And so they say, well, based off of your symptom, it feels like you've got a burning, must be too much stomach acid. And so they're like, here, take this medication. But here's the thing. We're going to talk more about the science behind this. This isn't just my, humble opinion, okay? We're going to dive into the science and everything, not too deep because, you guys might be thinking science is boring, but I'm going to give you the breakdown so that you understand it at least, okay? So, the thing is that, the symptoms can be quite confusing, right? And so what I like to ask people who have been put on medications is, when you started that medication, how did your symptom feel? And they usually describe it to me and I'm like, okay, great. And then we say, okay, how long have you been on this medication? And I get all different things like, oh, it's been, 6 months, a year, 5 years, oh, my whole life, right? So then, I like to ask today, if you were to come off of those medications, is your symptom worse today or when you first started? And here's what I hear almost always. Oh my God, I could never come off those medications. I can never come off the medication. The pain is too bad. It hurts too bad. And I say, okay, well, whoa, hold on here. Is that worse today? Or was it worse when you went on the medication? They'll say, well, it's way worse today. Okay, well, that tells me, if we were to just pause and stop just going with the flow, not asking any questions, not really, pausing to think, does this make sense? We have to take a moment to pause and ask ourselves, does that make sense? Your doctor said you had too much stomach acid to start. He put you on a medication and now your symptom is worse today than it was when you went on it. That tells me that the medication's making it worse and that it's not actually making it better. And here is what we find, is that low stomach acid is way more common than actually having too much stomach acid. That's right, folks. I just said that. Low stomach acid is far more common than having too much or high stomach acid levels. In fact, having high stomach acid levels is actually extremely rare. Very rare. In all the years that I've been practicing and studying on gut health, becoming a gut expert, I have only ever seen 2 people who had elevated levels of stomach acid. 2, that's it. So, guys, this means that we've got a problem because it is making our guts worse. So here's the thing. Here are some of the signs that tell us that you might have low stomach acid. Now, I'm not diagnosing here tonight. I cannot do that. But what I'm saying is, guys, we need to start testing. We need to stop guessing and just jumping on medications. We need to test and then respond to the body, okay? So here's the thing. If you're experiencing heartburn or indigestion, that can be a sign that you have too little stomach acid, all right? We're gonna come back and I'll explain it all. Don't you worry, hang tight here. Here are all the other signs though. Brittle hair and fingernails. If you are bloating or belching, if you have constipation or diarrhea, if you have food allergies, deficiencies such as iron and B12, if you know that you have candida or a yeast overgrowth or parasites happening, you've got too little stomach acid. And if you are pooping out whole foods, if you can look in your poop, look in the toilet and be like, there was my lunch, right? Then there's a good chance that you don't have enough stomach acid happening. All right, so let me explain this a little bit more. How do we know this? Why is it that we feel this burn, but it's actually more likely too little acid? Well, here's what's happening, guys. We have all of these different daily things that really affect our stomach acid production, right? I'm going to give you some of those so that you know exactly what's causing that. So first things first, stress. Who here is stressed? We've all experienced stress, okay? So if you're experiencing stress, that is going to deplete your stomach acid levels, not make you overproduce it. It's going to actually deplete your stomach acid levels. If you're not drinking enough water in the day, if you're dehydrated, that will actually hurt your enzyme levels. It will give you low stomach acid, all right? If you are a smoker or around smoke, if you're a drinker, some medications will also deplete your stomach acid. If you're eating processed foods, if you are eating the same foods every day or constantly eating the same meals, that will deplete your stomach acid, all right? If you're drinking caffeine, I know, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but caffeine depletes your stomach acid. Aging, check, that one's inevitable. We cannot prevent that from happening, and it has been proven in studies that as we age, our stomach acid levels deplete. Not the other way, they're depleted. If you are or have experienced an eating disorder in your lifetime, this is typically going hand in hand with low stomach acid. H. pylori. If you've ever been diagnosed with H. pylori, which is a nasty little bugger and it gives you really bad tummy pains, then this is typically associated as well with low stomach acid. And the interesting part is that H. pylori, these bacteria, they're sneaky. They will actually prevent the stimulation of your stomach acid so that it helps them to live, right? Because stomach acid would kill them. And so it actually turns off your body's ability to produce stomach acid, giving us low stomach acid, all right? If you're taking antacids, if you're eating Tums like they're candy, not good, friends. Probably going to create low stomach acid, right? Zinc deficiency. Now, it's interesting because zinc and stomach acid go hand in hand. So if you are deficient in zinc, you're going to be low in stomach acid, all right? And then if you're eating too quickly, so if you're busy and you're just inhaling all the food and you're like, yes, I'm hungry all the time, this is going to cause low stomach acid, all right? So these are all the things. We have all these causers that are creating low stomach acid. It's like daily wear and tear on your car. And so what happens is if you don't have enough stomach acid happening, when you go to eat your foods, those foods aren't being broken down properly, all right? They're not being broken down properly. And what starts to happen is they ferment in the gut. those foods begin to ferment in your gut, not the good kind of fermentation. And so this fermentation creates a gas buildup, and eventually that gas creates a bloat, right? Or sneaks out the back end, we toot, embarrassing, right? Or it pushes the valve open between our stomach and our esophagus. And even though we have low stomach acid happening, there's enough stomach acid, and that methane gas acid that's produced ends up getting splashed onto the esophagus, and that's what gives us that heartburn or that acid reflux feeling. And so it feels like I must have too much stomach acid. It's not. It's the gas buildup from your foods fermenting that is pushing the valve open and creating that open door for acid to splash on the esophagus, and it hurts, right? So again, guys, I'm not diagnosing, but what I'm saying is low stomach acid is way more common than high stomach acid. So don't guess, test. You need to test your stomach acid levels so that you know what you're working with. Because if you actually have low stomach acid levels and you are taking antacids or proton pump inhibitors or some sort of medication or something to suppress the acid, you are doing your gut way more harm than good. And so that's going to be a problem. All right, so let's talk about some of the solutions and what you can do to actually correct this and help to stimulate your enzyme production. All right, Petra's saying this makes so much sense. Awesome. Let's see what everyone else is saying. Okay, she also said, I found switching to decaf coffee and tea helped. Amazing, for sure, you can do that. Marilyn, yes, I am on at 6:30 tonight, not to worry. We've got another 15 minutes or so, and I'll be jumping into the Love and Trust Your Guts program Facebook group, and we will be doing our coaching call there, so not to worry. Okay, guys, so let's talk about how we can stimulate enzyme production and help to really support our gut. So here's the thing. First things first, we need to slow down. Slow down. We need to slow down, guys. Seriously. We are booking ourselves back to back. We are busy, busy, busy. We're not making time to eat. We're inhaling our foods as we run out the door. And at the very least, if that's not even happening, we're stressed out. We're stressed out and we're eating our feelings about it, right? And so we're inhaling all of our foods. And here's the thing. The thing that stimulates your enzyme production is your sniffer, right? Did you know that? Digestion actually starts from your nose. So the second you start smelling your foods, your enzymes get producing, and that's why we get that saliva in our mouth. This is what we call salivary amylase, and that amylase breaks down foods. It starts digestion. So when we're rush all the time, our body doesn't get the cue that we are meant to be digesting because we are in fight or flight response. We're trying to run away from the bear. We're trying to, figure out all the stuff, and our body is like not in the mood for digesting, right? When we slow down, our body switches into rest and digest phase. And in that stage of digestion, our body is ready to receive foods, and it begins to stimulate digestion from the nose, and then it starts the production in the mouth with the saliva. Just talking about it, I'm getting going here. My gut's like, yes, feed me. It's dinner time, right? So this is why you need to slow down. You need to slow the hell down. Let your body recognize that you're about to eat. You're about to eat your food. So the other thing is when you smell your food, again, enzymes are produced, you start to chew, your foods are going to be broken down. But the other thing is that we need to start learning how to chew. You might think that these things are too basic, but I'm telling you, this makes all the difference. All the difference. When you are inhaling your foods and swallowing them whole, you're gonna poop them out whole, especially if you've got low stomach acid, right? But also, when you are swallowing whole foods, your body can't break that down. You're not going to absorb these foods, and those food particles begin rubbing up on the gut lining, causing friction, and eventually it tears the muscle, the tight junctions of our gut lining, creating small holes in the gut lining, and this is what we call leaky gut. So it's really important that you go back to the basics, slow down, and learn how to chew. So chew, chew, chew for, every bite of food. You should be chewing about 20 to 30 times. 20 to 30 times per bite. What that means is your food should be like mush. It should be like ready to absorb, right? Not like whole broccoli chunks going down, all right? And not shoving more food in your mouth before you're even finished chewing or swallowing the last mouthful, all right? So 20 to 30 times per bite you should be chewing. All right, we also need to reduce our stress. Reduce our stress, okay? Because studies have shown that stress actually depletes, as we talked about, your enzyme production. And so that is problematic. And while we're talking about stomach acid here tonight, guys, stomach acid is just one part of the picture. If you have low stomach acid, there's a strong chance that you have an overgrowth of bad bacteria, that you've got leaky gut, that you don't have enough good bacteria. So there's a whole picture going on here. You can supplement till you're blue in the face, but if you are missing critical pieces of the puzzle, you are not going to fix your gut. And so addressing your stomach acid levels is critical, but there are so many other pieces that go with that in order for you to actually rid yourself of the symptoms. And this is why you've tried so many things and none of it's worked. It's because these individual things on their own aren't going to fix the whole picture. So reducing your stress is going to help to prevent the further depletion of not only your stomach acid levels, but your good bacteria. It's going to affect your gut motility, meaning it can cause diarrhea and constipation. It will also cause leaky gut. So it's essential that we address your stress because it's not just affecting your stomach acid level, it's affecting your full gut. And I'll tell you right now, my clients that have the most success are the ones that are addressing their stress levels and doing their personal emotional work, not just taking supplements and changing their diet to try and fix their physical body. We need to address the emotional body too. Okay. Yes, Jamie's saying I need to slow down and chew more. So let's talk about one last thing. And I'm going to answer Barb's question here. Can it be fixed without the enzymes and such? So typically it depends on the person. In my experience, people have gotten to a point where they are so radically depleted in stomach acid, especially those that have been medicating. It's essential that we get you on a customized protocol to make sure that we are replenishing the specific enzymes that your body needs. Foods are absolutely critical. This is all piece of the puzzle, but it just depends on the person. All right, the very last thing that you need to do to get stimulating those enzymes is eat your bitters. It's all the stuff that we don't really want to eat, but I'm telling you, we can spice them up, make them jazzy and enjoyable. You don't have to eat foods that you don't like. We just have to teach you how to cook them so that they taste delicious, right? So eating your bitters are so, so great for you. They help to stimulate your enzyme production. So what do I mean by bitters? I'm talking about dandelion. Dandelion leaves are so good. I've even still seen some in the grocery store, even though it's not really the season for dandelions. We just had snow here this morning, which is wild. I'm not quite ready for winter, but I'll definitely take snow for Christmas. So dandelion leaves are really, really great. What about arugula? Arugula is so, so tasty on salads especially, but you can even make pizzas. Again, I'd recommend a dairy-free, gluten-free pizza with arugula on top. So, so good. Or making like a bruschetta with arugula on top. So, so good, guys. These bitters are amazing for digestion. You can do so much with your foods. All right, radicchio. Radicchio is that like small little head of red, it looks like red cabbage almost, kind of like a red cabbage or red lettuce. They're usually like a really small head of lettuce that you can get in the grocery store. And radicchio is also amazing for stimulating enzyme production. Okay, then there's endives and artichokes. Less common. You can definitely find them in the grocery store. Usually people aren't sure how to cook them or where to find them, but artichokes are really tasty. You can make artichoke dips or eat the artichoke hearts. The exterior of the artichoke is quite gnarly looking. It's got like these spiky things all around. You don't eat the outside. It's just the artichoke heart that you eat. Not only great for helping to stimulate enzyme production, but really great for balancing the digestive system, supporting the liver and gallbladder. Just an all-around great food to be incorporating into your world. And so that's it, guys. We need to really go back to the basics and make sure that we're not only supporting enzyme production, but we have to prevent and pause the things that are causing our stomach acid to become depleted. So we're going to wrap it up for today. I hope this was super helpful. We're going to be jumping in next week with another juicy topic. I am so excited because I got to tell you, next week, guys, I'm going to California. I love California. I'm definitely a homebody. I love my hometown. But if there were one place in the world that I'd be willing to move, it would be Cali all day long. I'm going to be going and visiting my very great friend, Heidi. She is amazing. She is an anxiety coach and specialist, and she just started a podcast called The Anxiety Connection. I'm super excited for her, but I'm going to go meet her. She just moved out there a year ago, and she lives in the mountains. I just can't wait to be surrounded by the trees. So it's going to be amazing, but here's what's exciting. Next Thursday, I'm going to be having Heidi come on the Facebook Live with me. So Heidi's going to be there, and also my very good friend Sarah. And Sarah is an intuitive eating body coach. She helps you to break up with diets and come home to your body so that you don't have to feel like a prisoner to food, so that you don't have guilt around food. And so I'm so pumped to be connecting with these gals, and we're going to do a very exciting Facebook Live together from California, tuned in right here into this group with you guys. So if you guys have any questions, I'll post a link and you guys can pop your cues in there for next week. It's going to be amazing. So I hope you guys have an awesome night. If you guys are looking to, Barb's asking, how do you check your acids? Barb, that's what I taught you in the Love and Trust Your Guts program. So we're going to be jumping in that group in just a moment. I'll be jumping in that group. And so if you're looking for more support in the Love and Trust Your Guts program, this is exactly where I teach you how to test your stomach acid levels and how to create a custom dose and really get to replenishing these deficiencies within your body. But not only that, finally filling in all the gaps and following a complete gut repair system. So I hope you guys have an awesome night, an amazing weekend. We'll see you next week in California. I'm bringing you with me, and I'm totally going to bring you into the trees and show you these amazing, massive trees that they have. I'm just so pumped. So guys, have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.